Hey, Peter, and everyone that's watching this video. I think this is a really good question. Very short and simple. Your current situation is start with one niche. Your desired outcome is transfer to a general store. My problem is this wise to do? Plus, not sure how to do this effectively. Your question, Google Ads success wise, how to move from niche specific to general store. You get some really good answers in here as well, and I agree to an extent with all of them. What I've seen right now is I was a big niche guy, and what I mean with that is like I always teach like go first for a big niche, focus on the niche itself, create more products in that niche, different collections. But what I've seen is indeed if you just start adding way more niches into your store, the higher success rate is there as well. Like the biggest chance of success is there as well. You guys have seen it in the stores that we run in the community. We started in one particular niche, the home decor niche for the Dutch one, and the silk niche for the French one. And it did start great, to be honest. Both did really good. And then I got some competition because people here in the community started copying me. So that's when I started to move into multiple niches in that store. So now I have like pet products in there, I have beauty products in there, I have fashion in there, I have home decor, I have bedding, I have pajamas, I have literally everything. I even have like security cameras, smartwatches, everything. And we're selling so many different products. And we've seen that since I switched from this niche to general, the output is better as well. So what I always recommend, don't worry about it too much. Make sure your store is pretty general in the name. You guys know the store that we've created, Salazar. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. Sorry for my language. But it doesn't mean anything. So I think if you just make sure that you have like a very general store, and on the front side, it still looks very nice. It still has this Zara home feeling, maybe, or on the front end, it can look like a pajama brand. It doesn't matter because on the back end, the PMAX campaign will send the traffic straight to the landing page. And not that many people go back to your homepage and see what you're all about. Not that many people do this. So if your landing page is in order and is not too much branded to one niche, so for example, your niche is the sleeping niche and now you start selling health products, and like on the homepage everything's, or like in the product page it says like, oh, it improves your sleep while it is in knee brace. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So you can just slowly transfer into general as soon as you want. But I would still recommend go into the niche first. Push your collection to 50 to 100 products. You can do even multiple collections, so this will be still more general. So, for example, fashion is always the best example. You go into the fashion niche, you start with first 50 jackets, then 50 shoes, 50 hats, 50 shorts. But still, that means that Google sees like, oh, this is all about fashion. This is very nice. So we are going to target mostly women, because women buy more fashion products. If you push way more leather jackets for men, leather shoes for men, shorts for men, shirts for men, they will see like, hey, this is for men, and we will focus on that one. But then what I've seen with my old stores, you guys know this is one of my old stores, Kinu. I started with beauty first, so that's why it's named beauty products. It did not do well with the beauty products. Then we switched to fashion, and it started doing amazing. But even in the fashion niche, we were still doing like dresses, shoes, everything. And I believe, let me see if the products are still alive. They have right now, I believe, bedding, all kind of stuff like hoodies, shoes. Here you see already a bag. Everything is it's here. The lamps. Here this one was one of my best sellers back then, like a cooking pan. So it's here you see the styler. You can go everywhere, and it does make sense. And the name is Kinu Beauty. You see Kinu Beauty, and here you see, I don't know what this is. How to, like wood drilling device? I don't know. So this is something you don't need to worry about that much. Don't worry too much about like, oh, which niche should I do, or when do I do general. Just make sure that your team is in place and you can keep up the product flow. That's the most important thing. product flow and conversion rate optimization. So don't mess around with your store too much around one specific niche if you want to go into general. So that's why I rebranded, like we had like on the homepage everything with beauty products and everything. We were showing that we were the best beauty brand, but it did not work out. Then I just made it a little bit more general, and started adding fashion products, and I did 1 million in 1 year, and I sold the store for 100K. That's easy. So this is exactly what I would suggest. It's for the GMC and the first approval. It's normally better to get first in a niche and show that you have like authority in this niche. So GMC is like, hey, this is nice. They're all about fashion. They have an about us page about like how the founders are so interested in fashion, for example. And we have seen that these have a higher approval rate than the general stores. That's what we have seen in experience. So yeah, that's exactly what we do. One niche, 5 collections, fill up the store, get into the GMC, get the GMC approved, and then you can start adding more general products, to be honest. You can do that instantly, but I will not do that in the beginning. Just focus on that first niche a little bit so the GMC doesn't see any suspicious things, because maybe you have like in the About Us page and the contact page and maybe in the footer, everything about lamps and home decor, and then the first products you add is fashion. The GMC will be like, that's strange. So don't mess that one up. And then just slowly, when the weeks go by, start focusing on adding more general products. This is what I would do.